Lots to talk about. Before we jump into everything, I saw you had Mama Boo on earlier.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to Mama Boo. It's always a pleasure watching her on screen. I'll just say that she's a beautiful, lovely lady. But not only that, she has a lot going on. Can you maybe give a shout out to what you guys talked about? I know she has some important stuff going on.
Yeah, she's running for the neighborhood council for the area in which we live in. She lives right around the corner from me. We both live in the same neighborhood council area, and she wants to be the chair. You know, she is dedicated to the community. She is a product of the community. She knows the pitfalls, the assets, the she knows everything there is to know about our area. She went to school in the area. She lives in the area, stayed in the area. Kids grew up here, and she knows what the area needs to be improved. She's already showed her dedication by doing what she does with her women's organization, and she's just a fabulous lady, man. And like I said, like I always tease her, used to couldn't stand my ass. Okay, she used to could not stand my ass. Me and her dude was partners, and he used to always have me do this dirty work. You know, this bullshit, man. And I'm like, and every time something came up, he'd man, go tell her. But I got to go tell her. And you know, I was the responsible homie, and she'd always give me them eyes like, Negro, if I caught you in the alley, I'd kick you. But find out, man, she's a real sweetheart, Doc. She just, going through some things.
That's what's up. Shout out to Mama Boo, man. Support Mama Boo. Let's jump into it. Before we head to the Niggaverse, Lonzo, I want to chat with you about something. People love our Eazy E stories, and we are coming up on the 28th anniversary of the death of Eazy E, March 26, 1995. I can't believe it's been that long. We have new listeners all the time, new viewers. So let's talk a little bit about Eazy E. And I tried to pick some. I had to turn my mic up. I tried to pick some stuff that we haven't really talked about in a while. So let's just go back, man. Let's go back. Tell us what your first impression you were when you first met him.
There wasn't no impression. It's just a little short dude, wearing a t-shirt, some jeans, wanted to come in the Eve after dark. And I'm like, dude, at that time the Eve was I ain't gonna say high class, but it was an upscale teen spot. You know, we had a dress code. You had to wear college shirts, dress shoes. You know, we're talking about the 80s, man, the 81, 82. And the dress code of the streets was totally different. You had your thug wear, of course, but for the most part, if you want to go to a party that was about anything, you had to step your game up. And he didn't want to do it at the time. He's like, oh, man, I got to do that to come in here. Dre did, but he didn't. And I purposely made his ass stand outside and let Dre up just to piss him off. And he eventually came around, but he didn't come to the Eve that much. He came to the Eve a few times, but he came to Dudos a lot more. Dudos was in the city of Compton. Eve was around the corner, and the Eve was more in a different neighborhood. And I guess he may have felt comfortable coming over there, although they were both the same colors. But Eve was more. I mean, Dudos was more in the in the city of Compton. So it is what it is.
Time, right?
But you're breaking up. Say it again now.
Yeah, you were running Eve and Doodle.
For a while, I was. Yeah, I was doing Dudos on Friday, Eve on Saturday. Most people don't realize, don't know that one time I had 3 nightclubs at one time. It's nothing for me to run multiple venues at one time. I would do Eve on Friday. Dudos on Friday, Eve on Saturday, and then after a while I would do Dudos on Friday and Skateland on Saturday, and then when I came back to the Eve in 2008, I had a deal with the old man. I ran downstairs the male strip club, upstairs the adult club, and I also had a room at the Proud Bird on Aviation and Imperial Highway. So for a while there, I was picking up money every Saturday night. I was a money picking up son of a bitch. It was some good times. It was some good times.
Man, I bet, dude. Why do you think we hear more about Eve After Dark today than we do about Dudos. It seems like even you and I, it seems like we talk more about Eve After Dark than we do Dudos. Dr. Dre put Eve After Dark on Super Bowl. Like, why do you think it has a bigger legacy? I don't know if that's the right word.
I can't say it had a bigger legacy. It had a different legacy. Eve After Dark was the root of West Coast hip hop. Before Uncle Jam's Army did their first sports arena dance, Eve After Dark was already rocking. When a lot of guys were still running around doing banquet halls and trying to run a hotel room, Eve After Dark was rocking. When people were this getting into hip hop, we was bringing Curtis Blow, Run DMC onto the West Coast at Eve After Dark. Before hip hop it really took hold, Eve After Dark started off being a club just that for teenagers, and the music that we played at the Eve back in the day, man, was pretty much R&B and a little bit of disco and a lot of soul. You know, there was dance music then. We didn't get into the heavy hip hop until maybe about 83, 84 down there. That's when we started hearing the Planet Rocks and a lot more hip hop. Sugar Hill Gang came out, of course, and then they had the Message, then they had the Apache, and Super Rhymes came out, and then Soul Sonic Force and Africa Bambaataa, and the shit we was rocking the Buffalo Girls. Okay, that was a big cut in Eve After Dark. Buffalo Girls, round me outside. That was a big shit, man. One of the biggest cuts we had at Eve After Dark was Double Just Bust. That was the shit. Captain Rap, thank you. 101, 111 shit. Captain Rap was the shit. Okay, Bad Times, come on, man. That was, them was rap records, but them wasn't the regular rap record. Them was some rocking motherfuckers, man. That your shit's finna go up. When you play on Bad Times, your shit's about to go up. Okay. And then we also had at the same time, we had Howard Johnson, So Fine. We had all kind of shit, man. We had such a big mixture of music back then. We had a lot to pull from it. That's why even though I had 4 DJs at the club, nobody played the same shit. Every once in a while, we would overlap just for the hell of it. Okay? Every once in a while, somebody would overlap for a request. But for the most part, man, we had enough music back then. We didn't even overlap. And that's just the way it was. We was rocking the Rick James and Prince, Michael, all that shit is the same. And then we played Michael McDonald, shit like that. Okay. We just had a wide variety of music to pull from at that time. So, and then my playlist was even deeper than most cats because I've been playing so long. So I had a bunch of stuff from the 70s I dropped. Shit, we played KC and the Sunshine Band at Eve After Dark, man. Shit, motherfuckers go up on some KC, and like my 111 said, the time, get it up. Oh man, it's finna go down. We just had a big variety of music to pull for. It was not limited whatsoever.